Okay, I thought I'd talk about two things that I think I know a little bit about. One is about feminism, because as a woman, I think I live feminism every day, so how could I not really know about it? And the reason I want to talk about it is because I feel like I have a strong relationship with it ever since kind of going to university and realising what it meant. And being told as a kind of adolescent, oh, you're such a feminist, and that sounding like it's like not a good thing. So, but I'd never really knew what it meant. I just thought I was being ribbed about something. Since then I've done a lot of reading about feminism and realised that there's actually, culturally now, it's seen as not such a positive thing, in fact, that it has all of these kind of connotations about the kind of person that you are, and that kind of a way of subverting women's ability to kind of take control of how they might be subjugated as women or marginalised, is to make this term feminism, which is quite empowering, actually seem like something that is negative, that they wouldn't want to be a part of. So it might be perceived as either a group of females who think that they are better than other individuals or better than men, and that they should be more powerful, in control of everyone, or the word term feminism might be perceived as women who are homosexual, but that connotation isn't as we'd expect it to be, like that's completely fine to be homosexual, but that you would be homosexual in a quite a derogatory sense of calling someone a homosexual, that you would be aggressive and violent and probably not very feminine. Not that there would be anything wrong with not being feminine as well, but these are all the complications that come with the whole idea of calling someone a feminist and why that might be derogatory. And the other issue with feminism, I think, is that people feel like it's an issue that it doesn't actually affect the real lives of women anymore, and so it's kind of like a frivolous thing to be involved with, which is typically feminine, because, you know, women can't actually focus on the hard politics or the hard issues. So it's actually quite, as a feminist who's really proud to claim myself, I'm really proud to claim myself a feminist, I find it really frustrating that there's such negativity towards this term, and this knowledge comes from sort of personal experience, and although it's not maybe like factual knowledge as we'd understand it in books, I think it's still really important knowledge. And I have some amazing female friends who are feminists, but would never ever want to embrace the term, and I think it's really important that women do, because it gives the whole notion more power, I kind of wish that I could explain sometimes to these wonderful women that I'm friends with why it's really important and really great that they know that they are feminists and identify as one as well. And part of the reason why I think, why feminism is really important still culturally is kind of obvious, but it's small things on one level, such as I have a female friend who has a daughter, and she has to use all of her holiday at work taking time off to look after her child, which of course you would do whether you're a female or a male, but it's just sort of assumed that that is what she will have to do, and the father of that child would never be expected by his work or by his family to have to do that. And something that I think is really problematic in our society is that childcare isn't state funded. And it should be, and because it's not state funded, this means that women are in a really difficult position in the workplace, particularly when they choose to have children as well, and they still, in some cases, are put in vulnerable positions. But a really positive thing is that in a lot of workplaces they are actually creating much more provisions for women and men who do have children, but I think we've still got a long way to go. So things like that I think are really important, and that's knowledge, that's life knowledge, you know, that I think's important. And the other thing I wanted to talk about, which is something which I'm building knowledge on at the moment, that I'm finding quite exciting, because I don't think that I'm a very sciencey, factual person, but I've started to be able to work Excel. And it's really exciting. And whenever whenever I kind of master like how to do an equation, I just get this huge like thrill that I thought only like really geeky people get, which I'm really glad to be geeky now because I feel like I'm cool, like cool geek, geek chic, or whatever you call it. So all this like old maths is coming back to me. So now I can tell you that on Excel, if you had a list of figures, say like the number of people who walked into a certain building on a certain day, say from Monday to Friday, so you could have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and the amount of people that came in on those days. Now you could total the amount of people who came in those days very, very quickly by writing a little equal in the box underneath, and then when that happens, around the box there will be like these black and white lines that move, and you can drag the cursor from Monday, so say number 1, the box that has a number 1 in on Monday, all the way down to Friday, and on the bottom cell it will just add it up for you, just like that. You don't even need a calculator or anything. It's ace. So that's like really, really simple Excel, which I've mastered like months ago now. So I learned today how I can reference this equation on sheet 1 on, for example, sheet 2. So now if I want to reference on sheet 2 the result on sheet 1 of all those people coming into that building, I can go onto sheet 2, now I have to visualise this, type equals, and then if I click on sheet 1, it will reference sheet 1 with a comma, sheet 1, exclamation mark, comma, and then I can click the box where the total is, so say that's D7. And then if I want to maybe divide that by 100, so then I could have that figure on sheet 2 in the formula box at the top and do a slash and write 100, so slash means divide, for those of you who don't know. And that will divide that figure by 100 for me, so if I'm trying to work out a percentage, for example. What else do I know? Now if I wanted to round that down, not round it up because Excel automatically rounds it up for you, I can put a bracket around it and I can do comma 2. Oh no, sorry, before you do that, you write round down, literally learned this today. You write round down and put a bracket around it and do a comma 2, and that will round the figure to the second decimal point, but rather than rounding up, so say for example if it was 0.255, instead of becoming 0.26, it will become 0.2, just 0.25. And that for me is amazing maths that I can now do, and I'm really pleased about it. So that's me.